Well, we're ready to deal with this choke now. This is another fun little thing to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a new seal in. And you can see this seal is got, you turn it one way, it looks like it's got a little opening. You put this side in. So it just simply goes in right there. You can just do it by hand. Finagle it in there. That's all there is to it. Slides right in, no seal or anything needed. And then what we got to do now is we got to do this fun thing about putting the choke housing back on and putting this rod that activates the choke plate, put it back in down in there at the same time. So obviously I got to put the camera on the tripod, so on Mr. Pod. So I'll get you set up here. Hope I don't hit the record button again like I did last time. Alright. Let's see. Adjust you for a good view there. Okay, so what you have to do is, what it is, took just a little bit of painter's tape to hold this in. I didn't wrap it or anything very much, just enough to hold it in place. And like I said, this goes on the end of this shaft right here, like so. So obviously you have to have this in place in here before you start sliding this in. Do your best at it. So I'm just going to ease it on down in there. And this choke housing goes in just one little direction here. It's got like a little locating tang up here and over here also. So that's why you got to kind of finagle a little bit. So you just kind of get it down in there. There it is. May have to do a bit of rotating here just to get it completely in place, but see that? There it is. So it's not that bad. And then you come back and just go ahead and grab your bolt, and you'll get that put in place. You'll be set to go. Boy, this is it right here. Again, snug is the rule. You don't want to strip any fittings out. There we go. Now the trick to this is you just come back and get you something to pick this out of. This tape out of the way here now. That's why I use painter's tape. It's not that sticky and it comes off pretty easy. And also, let's see, got a set of, get this on the way here. Channel locks that we used to pick that out. Yeah, right there. From supposed to get some rain today. Alright. There's just a little left in there, and I want to go ahead and get that out of there renewed. So let's go ahead. I'll show you guys this so that you know that people make videos sometimes and so they never have any little detail things they have to do. It's already prepped for you so you don't see the little issues that come on. But this is the kind of thing you have to do. You have to pick little pieces and stuff out, and stuff breaks. And this is live, man. Alright, the choke looks good. Everything's rotating as it should, so we're looking good there. Now, you got to be sure you do this before you put this air horn gasket on. Now, this kit has 2 different air horn gaskets in it, 3 different air horn gaskets. So that's why you want to keep your old one, so you can, especially here at this front end of it, there's some just little minor changes between the different gaskets. So you want to be sure you match them up, make sure you don't have any holes that, you know, make sure you have holes in one where you have holes in the other, and no extra holes. So this one is the one. So I'll put these two to the side. You won't need those any longer. You won't need that either. So there's one thing we got to do before we throw on this air horn gasket, and that is put in the accelerator pump. So here's your spring for it. You just drop the spring down in. It's got like a little recess down in there. Just go ahead and get that in. And this is kind of a little irritation because this just sits in there. And yeah, I did lick that. That's because I want to put a little bit of slicky on there to not scar it up while I'm messing around with it. Now, this is one of these aggravating little things here. So, oops, excuse me. Let me adjust you a little bit, yeah. This is one of these aggravating little things here that you just have to work around with. What it is this air horn gasket it's got like a little cutout spot right here, and that's so you can finagle it under this power piston, because it has to sit down under this power piston, and the power piston and the metering rods have to go through this. It can't be sitting over it. I'll show you here up close when I get it on there, but you got to be kind of careful with this. This is why I staked some metal on this, so this thing doesn't get knocked loose that easy. And at the same time, you have to put it over your accelerator pump stem, like so. So it's a joy. And so you have to get it through that little opening right there. So really there's not much for me to say at this. I'm just going to deal with this. I'm just going to push this part down to get under it at the back here, and then kind of just try to gently move it. You just got to kind of pull it over it. And there it is. You got like a little locating pin back here, like that, and one over here. Put that down in there. And I'm going to take you off the tripod so I can show you this up close, so you'll see how to do this the right way. Okay, now, oops, hit the camera there. Now this is the correct way of this is to be done. This is very important, because if you get this power piston caught under this gasket, or you don't put it in right, it's not going to run right. So, see, it moves freely up and down. That's it. That's how you do that. Exactly how you do it. You just got to be kind of gentle with that, so it doesn't be trying to pop everything out of there. That's a silly kind of a design, I guess, but what can you do? All right. Okay, just kind of take a good look around here and see if you've neglected anything, which we haven't. There's just not that much inside one of these. And I think now we're ready to put the air horn on this jewel. This is another one of these things where you kind of got to do a couple things at a time. You got to make sure that your secondary metering rods, they just kind of hang loose. So you got to be sure they're going in where they're supposed to go. They just go in. They've got 2 little holes right here that they fit in. In fact, the fact of the matter is, all this fits in these little holes. So you kind of got to be looking at that, and then be looking up here to get this in where it's supposed to go, and be looking at this. So it's a little bit of a chore, but not bad. It's okay. So I'm gonna kind of, and as I go through, I just kind of look at things again to make sure that nothing's coming loose, you know. So, all right. So I just kind of start looking to get this thing. I like to get this part started here, and then get that choke rod going, and then I just kind of take my hand there and kind of orient these beating rods, and then start looking there, because you don't want to bend anything if you can help it. And just start guiding everything down. That. Alright. So it takes some feel at this sometimes to be able to get everything guided into position. This one, back here at the back, we kind of want to be a little silly. So let's just take a look here before we go further. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well, this is kind of conflicting here a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this hanger off. We don't want to bend anything, so when you have something that's resisting right here, you need to just kind of stop and see if you can see what might be going on with it. Just one little screw holds this in, because these are removable with the air horn on. So. Okay, let's see, once we got that free, it's set right down on where it's supposed to go. So that's all to it. I just had to loosen that up. They just catch sometimes, just nothing to it really. But just tighten her back down. Pivots, you can tell this 4-barrel is not being used because it's just got just a little bit of gumminess into it. So I'm going to put just a little bit of lubrication on that. So, all right, we're ready to put in our air horn bolts. One here. We got one there. Got one there. One there. There. And you got these two right here, and this shield goes on these two right back here. So should get that put under there first. And you got one here, and the two big ones at the back. Now, like I said, when you start tightening this air horn down, don't be so tough on it. Just snug them down and gonna go around them a few times snugly. So, and if it's not sitting all the way down, then you need to just find out why. Okay, snug. 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 Do these two in the center. Snug. Snug. Now, you can forget two of them right here. Remember these two that go in the Venturi? They are air horn screws, so be sure you put those in. That one. And this one. Now, these, and snug them first, and then once I do that, come back and give them a little bit of extra air, because they're in the Venturi and you don't really want them falling out. And then I go back over these again, snug. 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 Double check.